The Discovery Institute remains a leading proponent of what it terms intelligent design. As director of its Center for Science and Culture, Stephen Meyer serves as its primary spokesperson. Critics, including this reviewer, view the Institute's approach as a strategic cover for creationist perspectives, understood here as the promotion of Christian belief and its incorporation into broader discourse through language that appears more neutral and scientifically oriented. Meyer's text consists of two interwoven narratives. One narrative, the bulk of the book, is an exhaustive compilation of aspects of the physical world that today's science can't account for. The other narrative consists of snippets, interspersed here and there, suggesting that each of these unknowns can be accounted for in terms of intelligent design, creationism. These two narratives in science and these snippets feel very different. It's as if they come from two different authors. Appreciating the soundness of the science and the bulk of the book demands an extended and very critical reading. But apply that critical reading to the snippets endorsing intelligent design, and they fall apart. Meyer lays bare, for me at least, the barrenness of even the latest creationist claims. First, let's do justice to the coverage of science. It carries considerable authority and is clearly written. It is, however, exhaustive to the point of tedium. I doubt that anyone drawn to Meyer's book will plow through this text. I was tempted to say, okay, I give in, I'll take the rest on faith. I confess, I wondered if that was the point. I began to skim and sample. Text and snippets, as I said, are written in contrasting styles, where the text is sternly disciplined scientific discourse. The snippets more resemble advice column casualness. Words used like transcendent sometimes mean merely beyond the reach of today's science. At other times they mean, well, spiritual, supernatural. As theories of what's beyond the reach of today's science, he identifies pantheism, deism, and theism, yet in place of them as a group, he'll often just say God, capitalized, implying the Christian God. As a target to apply critical analysis to, I found this kind of writing impossibly slippery. Here's an example. Quote, "The properties of the universe and of life, specifically as they pertain to understanding their origins, are just what we should expect if a transcendent and purposive intelligence had acted in the history of life and the cosmos. Such an intelligence coincides with what human beings have called God, and so I call this story of reversal the return of the God hypothesis." End of quote. Here's how I wish his argument had gone. First, let's make a list of things we know exist that today's science can't yet account for. Then, let's allocate each of these to a separate cause. The origin of the universe, 13 billion years ago, I'd assign to cause 1. Unknowns to do with living creatures having evolved in the past 4 billion years, let's assign them to cause 2. Fine-tuning of the physical constants, I might assign to another cause 3, and so on. As science progresses, each cause is likely to be discovered in its turn. To me, a line of argument like that would make more sense than just assuming, as Stephen Meyer does, that all science's unknowns are due to the same cause. To me, that says all his claims are no more than creationist wish fulfillment. I'm quite prepared to accept that Christian enthusiasm can lead to a richer conscious experience than atheism. But missing from Meyer's book is any passionate testimony to the joys of believing in a personal God. Short of that, what does creationism amount to? Merely speculation about what science hasn't yet discovered?